They just closed 2 jobs totaling 230K, which is great. Their crew efficiency has gone way up since they sort of delivered that employee handbook. And because of the way that they delivered, using our kind of same page plan training and bringing the team along, they generated so much excitement, so much more accountability. They've got a dozen more leads in their pipeline right now that they're working on pricing out. And that's before they've actually sent out their 1% referral brochures and outreach on that, which is a program they've been working really hard on to really nail it for their niche market. And they've got an interesting way that they're going to kind of deliver that program a little bit differently from what some of our other members do. So yeah, they've got really a lot of potential in the pipeline right now.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Owen Chambers here from Professional Builder, back for another episode of the Builder's Ladder podcast. Great to be here and great to be joined by Coach Carla. Carla, how are you?
I am good. Thank you, Owen. Yes, I am Carla. I'm based in Vancouver. I'm one of the performance coaches here at TPB, if you haven't met me already. And I'm Vancouver, North American based. So I love working with all of our Canadian and American members, helping them reach their goals.
Yep, and we've got an internal channel at TPB, which is called #WinsChannel. And it's where we feed in success stories from our members. And it seems like every other day there's a win from one of your members, Carla. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to unpack a member in momentum, kind of a spotlight of a member that's doing great stuff. And I understand that we've got Wendy and Paul that we're going to chat about today from Michigan. So tell us a little bit more about their background, about their story, and what people can learn from them.
Yes. Okay. So Wendy and Paul came to us. They'd been in business for about 4 years. Super interesting couple. They actually both have PhDs and used to be in academia, and then they started this company. They have an interesting kind of side focus. They're very mission driven with their business. They are very Christian and Christian oriented, and so one of their missions is to help elevate the local youth in their area by giving people employment and job opportunities as well as leadership. As their role as the leaders of the business. So super cool. I love working with our values-driven members, of which I have lots and lots in my group. So super fun.
We do have a lot of them. We've also got a lot of people that come from military backgrounds as well. So it seems like we attract people that have a real purpose and a real drive. And this particularly is a very cool story. So tell us more about kind of like what they do in terms of giving back to the community, or in terms of like training and leading that team.
Yeah. So like I said, they're really trying to use their business as an opportunity to elevate people. So where there's young people in their community who might not otherwise have great job opportunities, or who kind of, otherwise they're like going down a different path, going down a non-productive path, that they are providing leadership through the two of them as the owners of the company and the crew that they've created, and they're giving people employment. They're doing hard work, physical labor, but they're learning a ton of life and job skills by being part of their company. So yeah, super cool. And their clients are, kind of the second home, the cottagers along Lake Michigan. So so a really interesting kind of niche market there, and lots of opportunity.
So good. I'm a big believer that business is a vehicle for us to achieve impact, and whether that's impact in your world or impact in the world. Like, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you got to make sure that business impacts your world. Like, you're taken care of, you're able to support your family, you're able to provide for your team and their wider communities. And then it can go beyond that and kind of like impact the world. But I believe that business is one of the best vehicles for us to achieve change and growth and the stuff that we want to see happen in the world. So this is a cool example for that. It kind of like supports one of my core beliefs. So I love the Wendy and Paul so far. This is sounding great. Tell me, what were the kind of challenges that they were facing when they joined us? Because not many people make a successful transition from academia to trade-based business. Not easy transition to make. Tell us more.
Yeah, pretty interesting, right? So they joined us just before Christmas, 2024. They have been in business about 4 years, but they were really experiencing the growing pains of a lack of systems from marketing and sales to team and how to really lead and empower this team that they had been building. There was too much depending on the two owners, right?
Sure.
Too much was coming back on them every single day. And they also did not feel like they had a clear understanding of how they were supposed to be pricing their work to make sure that they were taking care of their business and taking care of making sure there was some profit at the end of the day.
Yeah, so good. So it's a good example kind of asking for help, right? Because a lot of people, learn it, like when you're a business owner, your trade is that of business owner, which means that you're responsible for numbers, financials, leadership, team, systems, processes. So whether you're coming at being and working in the trade of running a business from over here, which is being on the tools and learning that trade and then transitioning to this one, or over here in academia, you're transitioning from that trade over to this trade, you got to learn the skills that are appropriate for the position that you sit in. And the position that they're now sitting in is that of leader of the company, leaders of the company, I should say, and they're going to need to learn numbers, sales, marketing, systems, processes, leadership, all that sort of stuff. So walk me through kind of that timeline. I understand in the first couple of months, they focused on sales and rebuilding some of that.
Yeah. Well, just to build on what you were just saying, Owen, it's like when a person comes from that side of the non-builder side, because we have lots of members who do that, right? I have like an ex-cop. I have, someone that used to be a home care nurse, like all kinds of places, right? And then you come and you're like, I'm an entrepreneur and I see this business opportunity and I want to get involved over here. The thing that people are missing is that industry knowledge, that what's the best practice?
Yeah.
Right. And that's what those people are getting when they're working with us is like, oh, okay, so I am in the right path here. Like I am doing this part right. Oh, but over here, I'm not really achieving best practice on my marketing program. Are
you a business owner running a residential construction company? If so, save the date. On Thursday and Friday, May the 22nd and the 23rd, we're running our Builders Summit at the Park Hyatt in Auckland. It's the biggest business summit for building company owners in the country. Across 11 expert sessions, we'll show you exactly how to either tweak or overhaul and transform your business into a profitable, streamlined building company. You'll get access to breakthrough strategies that have already helped over 3,000 of our residential members grow their businesses. Plus, just by being in the room, you get over $2,500 in extra bonus resources that you can implement into your business. We've got 100 seats. Many of those are reserved for our members, but you might be able to claim one of the few remaining. What you need to do is go to www.builderssummit.co.nz or click the links below and we'll take you directly there.
I'm not pricing according to market standard here. It's that building that confidence of having someone, an organization like TPB that can say, this is industry standard, this is best practice, or this is way better than industry standard. This is what you're going to do because we're going to take you to world class and not industry standard, right? So
good. Very good point. Yeah.
What I love about working with these members, with Wendy and Paul, is that they are obviously super nice and, well, not obviously, but they're super nice and super kind and great to, just to have rapport with on our meetings that we have. But also they're super implementers. Like they're here, they're like, we're not here to mess around. We're here to make improvements. We're here to like see that needle move, right? And so they're implementing like crazy. So within the first couple of months, they had totally revised their sales script and their sales process. And they had also developed a really great employee handbook using our rules of the game training, as well as a leadership workshop that I delivered early this year. And they had turned that into an employee handbook that not only gave people the rules of the game information, like, what time you show up for work and how do you submit your pay stub or whatever, but also how do we show up for each other as employees of this values-driven company, and how are we showing up for our clients, and to really putting their spin and their values into that document, into something that's really meaningful for someone that goes up to work, right?
100%. Because like what they've got is really impressive as well, because people don't leave jobs, they leave bosses and opportunities. So by setting a really clear set of foundational values and why we're doing this and a larger mission, it helps to enroll people into that direction, into that goal, and into that standard that they're holding. So being able to formalize that into an onboarding handbook, an employee handbook, a rules of the game, and some of these other systems that are part of our becoming the employer of choice and making sure that it's also you're leveraging yourself from site and you're training good problem solvers is super key, because ultimately, like, if you don't train your team, you're always going to be the bottleneck, because everything has to flow back through you, the main node that has all the answers, which is not at all the way to grow a good, sustainable, resilient business. Ultimately, like, good businesses are led by good leaders. Good leaders are good problem solvers, and problem solving is a skill that everybody should be able to be taught. So right down the way down to the apprentice and the juniors on site, right the way through to the senior leadership team, problem solving is a skill that we all need to work on. That's why we should all be adopting like that PSR mentality of problem, solutions, recommendation. People don't just come to you with problems, they come to you with problem, single, solutions, plural, ideally 3 of them, and then they're one recommendation, so that as the leader, you get to course correct them or help them into a soft failure landing, or make a more informed decision together, sort of thing. So I'm loving this so far. This is great. So they worked on their sales process in the first couple of months, their employee handbook after that to buy back their time, leadership training for themselves and for the team with a same page plan. So tell me more, like, what does their pipeline look like now? What else are they working on in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, so pipeline is looking really good. They just closed 2 jobs totaling 230K, which is great. Their crew efficiency has gone way up, like, since they sort of delivered that employee handbook, and because of the way that they delivered using our kind of same page plan training and bringing the team along, they generated so much excitement, so much more accountability. Like, Wendy emailed me so excited. So like the transition and the transformation has been almost night and day, right? With that. So huge results there. And they've got a dozen more leads in their pipeline right now that they're working on pricing out. And that's before they've actually sent out their 1% referral brochures and outreach on that, which is a program they've been working really hard on to really nail it for their niche market. And they've got an interesting way that they're going to kind of deliver that program a little bit differently from what some of our other members do. So yeah, they've got really a lot of potential in the pipeline right now.
That's awesome. I love it. Watch the space. It sounds like something really cool that's been brewed up. We've had a few members that have tweaked it and edited it from doing part of the referral gets tagged into the member journey. So as the person goes through the build, we're actually investing into having them have a great experience. Like maybe there's flowers, there's chockies, there's popping of the champagne at the beginning, or when the walls go up or the roof goes on, or a weekend getaway when the project gets to its most stressful point. There's a lot of different ways that members have done the 1% referral program to benefit the whole community rather than just Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook and paying for Facebook ads that way. I love it. I love it. So what are the final ending insights, anything that people should know about these two, or how could they take some of the stuff and apply it to their business and their situation?
Right. So I would say, and this is pretty common to a lot of the members that I've worked with, is that getting your team on board and providing clarity to your team, getting them. Here's how I always describe that kind of meeting that you want to have, that same page plan meeting. It's like, here's where we are today, all of us together. Here's where we want to be down the track. Here's what it's going to take for us to get there. Here's what we need from you. Here's what I'm committing to do, right? Because it has to be both sides of that street. And here's what's in it for all of us if we achieve our goals, long-term and short-term, right? And so by delivering it in that way, by going through and using the resources that we have, the templates and the playbook that we have for that, it builds so much buy-in from the team that it transforms the way the business runs.
Totally.
I've heard that over and over again. It's so exciting when I hear it. So that's one that I want to definitely kind of underscore and underline in this process. And the other thing that I would say that has allowed these two to be very successful is maybe coming in, even though, let's be real, they've been working on this business for 4 years. So it's not like they're, first day on the job, but coming in with I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to listen, I'm ready to do what you tell me is the most important thing to do, and do it in that order. And then just like roll up the sleeves and implement. They are just seeing massive results coming at them, like drinking leads from a fire hose here.
I love it. I love it so much.
They're only 4 months in.
It's so exciting. Quick to take action, quick to ask for help, quick to implement, and funnily enough, you are quicker at getting a result. So well done to you, Carla, and well done to Wendy and Paul. This is a phenomenal progress, momentum, result. So congrats to you guys and to yourself as well. We've got some really cool people on the team, and I know that people love working with you as well. So thank you for joining us today, Carla. Anything that we haven't covered that we should touch on?
No, just book a session and do the work.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Carla. Appreciate your time. Have a great afternoon. What's for dinner for you?
Oh my gosh, I haven't thought that far ahead.
Okay, I won't put you on the spot then. I'm going to have chicken burgers tonight, but you. So enjoy yourself. Have a great one. And thank you very much for your time. All the best.